What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today we are going to be taking a look at a mask game. And actually, we're going to be taking a look at two mask games. I am starting to upload 2 Storybook Brawl videos every day, and I played the games for both of the videos I'm going to be uploading today in pretty quick succession, and they're pretty similar games, as you'll see. So for that reason, I am going to be uploading both of them today, but I'm not going to do full commentary for this one. I'm just going to throw some music on at the end and speed through because I think the other game is a little bit more interesting in providing both of them here. They do definitely end a lot differently, but, well, you'll see. Not to spoil both of the videos right now. Mask is a tricky hero because sometimes you just get really, really lucky, potentially, and sometimes you kind of just don't really know what you're doing. That can also make it very difficult to know which units to pick up in the early game. I wind up locking a crafty just because I feel like dwarves are pretty powerful and you can't really go too wrong with just picking up dwarves, but you don't really know what other synergies you're going to want when you're playing the mask and what type of things that you will wind up drawing into. So we'll be picking up the crafty in this shop, and then I'm debating the other options, but I am going to go with the kitty cut purse, and I'll put the crafty here in 2 and then the kitty cut purse into 5. Could take the black cat if I want slightly more stats, could take the lonely prince if I want slightly speculative stats, but I don't think either of those things are really going to matter, and maybe we could get the sleigh off the kitty cut purse, get an additional gold, and do something with that. But I don't believe it is going to wind up mattering too much. Opponent gets the sleigh with the polywoggle, and then the kitty gets in. If we had an additional black cat, it would attack right now, and then the minotaur would come in and trade with the fanny. So it would be the same end result of us tying the combat. And pretty interesting shop here as well. One thing that I did want to touch on, like, the only units that really synergize with the mask at the start of the game are going to be Cinderella, which gets to tick down its quest when you cast your It Was All a Dream, and then also Wizard's Familiar, which will similarly get a spell trigger when you cast a spell. So I think the play here is to pick up White Stag and then sell that kitty cut purse and buy an Ogre Princess, because we just have a few different tier or 3 cost minions to afford, but I think there's also a definite case, and honestly probably the right call is just to buy this Romeo. Reason being, we're about to be on 4.0 next turn because we are skip, so it would be a huge power spike, and we'd really get to start crushing this lobby with an early Romeo, allowing us to start doing some powerful things here. But we are still going to get a sleigh with Ogre Princess and a win. So pretty good stuff. And then on this next shop, we have another pretty interesting decision to make. We could buy another crafty and then buy the Chupacabra. We get Shadow Assassin for free from the Ogre Princess, so that's pretty good. And I also kind of want to power that up with the Chupacabra and start getting some sleighs there. One other thing we could do is we could take both of the crafties and then we could skip the treasure, as long as it's not something really good. That is gonna be what I wind up doing here, as I don't really love either of these treasures, but it is a little bit awkward because now we didn't grow the crafty because we didn't pick a treasure. Then when we dream, this is a pretty obvious choice here. King Midas, when you are already up 2 XP on the rest of the lobby and don't have to worry about that awkward Midas early game, is really strong. Skip into Midas might be even better than like skip into Zelhua or some other really good mask combinations. I'm trying to think of some other ones here off the top of my head, but I really do think skip into Midas is as strong as you get. I'm going to be locking the Heartwood Elder as well. One thing that I'm thinking is Heartwood Elder is still good on Midas. We don't have as many turns on level 4 to be able to pick up all of the trees. We would have if we had dreamed first, but unfortunately, like, then I could have just picked up the Heartwood Elder and not really worried about the Chupacabra. But we do actually have kind of an interesting build path here because we've got Chupacabra plus Shadow Assassin to make a high attack unit, and then we could look for a tree and start scaling that and be able to make a high health unit. So that's kind of going to be the game plan here. I'll roll and see if we can find another tree, and Soltac is pretty reasonable too. From there, I could also potentially buy the XP, and then I'm looking for like shoulder fairies to try to grow a high attack evil unit and a high health tree, and then we'll have some big shoulder fairies. And while shoulder fairies no longer really works with Echo Wood, it is still a pretty good unit to be able to pick up with Midas if you also have some other stuff that's scaling, and we can just get some numbers that are really out of the pocket quite quickly. So that's what I'm going to go for here. Lock the Soltac Ancient. And to be honest, like I said, I think that this strategy is pretty powerful. For that reason, I don't think that the rest of the game is super important. It doesn't really matter what you do, and as you see, or as you're going to see, I'm going to make a lot of mistakes or questionable plays even throughout the rest of this game. And honestly, it doesn't really even matter because we are just so far ahead of the rest of the lobby right now that we're just going to be able to crush them. So I'll show you this one last turn. Actually, I think that's good enough. I will play the music and I'll be back with another Mask game pretty soon that I'll be doing full commentary on for the full game. But enjoy the rest of this one, and I think we get to some pretty fun places with it, so enjoy.